Game 2 tonight, Lakers, Heat. Of course, we don't know the status of Bam Adebayo. Goran Dragic is out. However, can't overreact to the Game 1 win. The Lakers, they mollywopped the Miami Heat. The game is a game of adjustments. This is when you don't worry about adjustments. When you're in the 4th and 5th game of the series, then it's like, okay, there's no more adjustments that really can be made. At this point, we're playing how we play. They play how we play. Can they stop us? Can they not stop us? So right now, the Heat are in a good position to make an adjustment to still make this a series. Even if they don't win the game tonight, well, to me, they have to win the game tonight or the series is over. Let's just say they don't win the game tonight, but they still play well. Then what does that show? Hey, the Lakers took care of home court, and the Heat just have to take care of their home court. But the thing is, this game will be tighter. It's going to be tighter. It's going to be tighter because there's still adjustments that need to be made. So both teams are going to adjust, and we're going to see what happens. But despite that big Game 1 blowout, don't get too excited. Peace for both teams. For me, the Lakers have to concentrate on minutes for LeBron and Anthony Davis. One thing I found very weird, they played a lot of minutes in Game 1, even when they're up big. Like LeBron and AD, like LeBron's older, he shouldn't be playing all those minutes, even if it's the stat pad. And on top of that, AD, you don't want him out there to get injured. Frank Vogel's going to have to find a way to reduce their minutes. That's just the bottom line. Defensive assignments. The Lakers blew a bunch of defensive assignments. Despite that big blowout, that 11 threes covered and potpourri the fact that the Lakers were missing defensive assignments. They can't allow that to happen either. They have to be on point defensively at all times. So what happens is the Lakers beat the Heat up so bad to the point where them blowing defensive assignments really didn't matter. But you saw when they were up 23-10, all those defensive assignments that they blew and the Heat got hot, and that's how you give them openings. Lastly, for the Lakers, it's going to be a lot about energy. They have to come out with energy straight out the gate. They can't come in there lackluster, lackadaisical like they did in Game 1. Game 1, they had to ramp themselves up. This game, they're going to have to fight the feeling to get up for the opponent, especially because Goran Dragic is hurt and they know that Bam Adebayo is compromised. We don't know if he's going to play or not. However, they have to approach it like the Heat are at full strength and come out with the appropriate fear and energy. Looking at the Miami Heat, they have to play big. They can't get out rebounded like they did before. They have to play big. They got rebounded by 18 in Game 1, and a lot of that was offensive rebounds and stuff like that. They can't allow that. They have Myers Leonard and they have Kelly Olynyk, guys that can play big but also space the floor and hit a three. So the best part about that is you could still put Kelly Olynyk in a corner, or you could put Myles Leonard in a corner and they can still hit a corner three, or they could hit a straight on three, which will take Anthony Davis out of the paint or Dwight Howard out of the paint, which will give Jimmy Butler more room to operate. They have to play big. Another key factor for the Heat is they have to have the rookies wake up. They have to wake up. They have to understand this is the NBA Finals. It's not even like that much fanfare because they're in the bubble. So they have to get over the fact that this is a big moment. They just have to play basketball. They have to approach it like this is basketball. What do I get paid for? Basketball. How do you play basketball? We score. So overshooting or making mistakes and getting down on themselves, they have to get that out of their mind. They have to let Kendrick Nunn and Tyler Hero be good in what they do, put them in positions to be successful. However, they just have to remember, guys, you have to wake up. This is the finals. To get beat, they were down 30, and then, to kind of try to make it respectable down the stretch. It's unacceptable due to the fact that the Lakers just went in unimpeded, and the rookies and the younger guys, they really didn't have much to show for anything. So they have to really step it up. Last key is just definitely injuries. If Bam Adebayo can't play, like I said before, the series is over, and they just got to pack it up because there will be such a small team. It will be like the Lakers playing the Houston Rockets again, just without all the skilled three-point shooters. So if you can't even hit threes against the Lakers, then you're dead and you're done in the water. One thing that's also been coming to everybody's attention is Kyrie's comments about saying that he finally feel like him and KD linking up. He finally has a person that is on his level that could, at the end of the game, get a bucket, get a shot. And people took it like a dig at LeBron. One of the key things you got to remember is anything you say about anything else when you're a former teammate of LeBron is taking a dig at LeBron. If you say, let's just say you played for the Cleveland or would play with LeBron, you go to Warriors, you're like, hey, Steph is the best shooter I've ever seen. Or Steph is most clutch guy I've ever seen. Oh, LeBron's clutch. They're going to bring on LeBron's stats, his pedigree, his championships. You cannot be a teammate of LeBron James or ex-teammate of LeBron James and be complimentary of anybody else. Another thing you gotta understand about Kyrie Irving is he doesn't give weight to what he says. This is the same guy that said the earth was flat. This is the same guy that said he'll beat Kobe one-on-one and, you know, embarrass him. This is the same guy that said coaching is a collaborative. It will be a collaborative in the Brooklyn Nets when he has no coaching experience. He has just as much coaching experience as Steve Nash. How's it going to be a collaborative effect? You need to stay your ass on the court. He doesn't give weight to what he says, but what he does, the things that he does, like on the court, off the court, for low WNBA players, some of the initiatives he takes on, he does great things. So to him, you can't listen to what he says, guys. You just have to look at what he does, because a lot of things that he says are very outlandish and make no sense whatsoever. Of course, you know, everything could be taken out of context, and people can say like he's trying to take a dig at LeBron. I think at this point he's so far removed from LeBron. I mean, and the thing you gotta understand is LeBron's on the edge of his fourth ring, or you know, he's on the precipice, hopefully on his fourth ring. He's not thinking about it, but he heard Kyrie's comments. It's like now it's always just like a quick jest back and forth, and it's kind of silly because you can tell that even though they said everything is cool, they really still had that animosity towards each other, to the point where everything Kyrie says is gonna come back to LeBron. So it's very interesting to see that, but I didn't take it as to anything but you could kind of trust this guy at the end of the game. Seconds left on the clock to score. Like LeBron has come up in clutch moments, but LeBron usually likes to give it to the scorer. LeBron's not necessarily the killer instinct kind of scorer kind of guy, even though he did against the Denver Nuggets down the stretch. Overall his pedigree hasn't been that up until recent. I mean, at the end of the day, you could take it as a dig or not or this. I really don't, because Kyrie says some of the craziest things ever. But the fact that he's played with LeBron, he has to be cognizant of the fact that everything he says and does will be pointed back at either LeBron or his former teammates, because Kyrie is that good. People look at situations that he played in the past and say, well, you were this good with this player. What happened? Like, how come you could be this good with KD but not with LeBron? Or this good with the Nets but not with the Celtics? So Kyrie has to be cognizant of that, but he doesn't care about what he says. Hoops Junction with Hoops Meets Hoopla. Like, comment, subscribe.